Hey guys, it's me Tilly, and today I'm back with a slightly different video. As I kind of promised you some time ago, I was thinking about having videos where I talk about updates and what's new and what the events are like, and turns out Vindictus or Nexon wants me to have like an easy job because for the first time in actually forever, or the first time for me playing this game, we actually got patch notes. So I will link all of the events that I'm talking about, as well as the patch notes down below in the description for you to read through, because I will only cover the most important stuff. I will not go through, like, if you look through this, it's a bunch of text, which I'm appreciative for. I read through most of it, I know what most is about, but I will just give you an overview, because if I read everything, it's gonna be like in 1 hour video. With that being said, let's jump right into it. The first category is friendship system and the introduction of the level 2. For everybody that cares about the closeness or the character bonding or the dating sim that I also covered in a video before, you're now able to level them up. Important to know is that all of your progress that you acquired before this update was saved. So me, for example, when I logged in and I had the first conversation with my Era, I instantly leveled up. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be like this for the next level as well. So do feel free to already prepare all your mercenaries for whenever the third level is being introduced, that you're able to instantly level them up. Leveling them up gives you like some benefits when you fight with them, like they're able to stay in power stance for longer, yada yada. What is this stage or this level for? The only thing that comes to my mind right now is on level 5. You will be able to use the Destiny skills. This is obviously still far in the future. I think Korea will only get it like late summer this year. So it's gonna take quite some time before it's actually interesting for EU and A. But if you can slowly prepare towards it, you should probably do that, right? Yeah. Let's talk about the second point, character balance adjustment. This is what I was predicting to be part of the patch, and I'm actually glad to see it, because I come to that in a second. They just mention like who got buffs and why, and then they talk about every single class in particular. I will cover them like very briefly. Again, if you want to read through it, if it's your class, check the description for the link. For Battle Scythe Eevee, she gets a bunch of damage increases to her smashes, and her smashes will be able to perform an additional attack for even more damage. She has a bunch of quality of life changes, and yeah, that's about it. I think it was overdone or overdue, right? We knew these patches were coming, so it's not something that I'm surprised by, but Scythe Eevee definitely needed some love. She was, in my tier list, she was like bottom 5 in terms of damage. She didn't really bring any utility, so apart from Insane Reaper, right? But her damage just sucked ass. These changes will not make her top tier. She's gonna be around average, but no class should ever like ask for being OP. Being around average is like what you want to be anyways. Same goes for Arisha, which is finally the patch I'm looking for, since I'm in the Sword Risha main, as most of you know, right? It's actually the same thing. She was bottom 5. These buffs will not make her OP. These buffs will just significantly increase your fun that you're having. I tested it just a tiny bit in some Season 3 raids and as well as some Redeemers. But it's really fun not running out of mana in your Mana Blade mode as Sword. Really lovely, as well as the increased range. If you're a Sword Arisha player, you will love these, trust me. Probably the biggest one is Silas in this. This is actually the list of all his skills that just got a damage increase, which is just a huge list already. There's also some quality of life changes to how his phantom shards work. Like if you're in dungeons and you switch a zone, you keep them, like easier to regenerate them, yada yada. And the only thing that he has to suffer from is, I think, his Soul Drain, where the cooldown is increased and his healing is reduced. So they are kind of switching him from being probably the strongest insane healer, nobody will ever die, but I deal no damage, to I deal some damage, but I can also heal. Again, Silas wasn't in the bottom 5, just as Scythe and Sword, so I like how they actually address those that are in dire need of buffs. And yet again, he will not be OP. He will be about average at most. I don't even know if it's that OP, but he will not compete with all the Kais, Fionas, and Velas and Mercs up there, Grimtons. Those are the big buffs. They have like some for Greatsword, but those don't mean anything. They keep buffing Tide, because even though Tide is not a bad weapon, everybody plays Greatsword because for obvious reasons. I'm just wondering like how long they can keep buffing Tide before it actually be busted. We'll have to see though. Both Kais don't get nerfed, which is sad. We have some changes to Spearlan, Glaive, and Vela, but they are not really any significant. There's that. We have battle changes as well. To give you the TLDR, this list is just a list of Season 3 bosses in terms of dungeons for people that are progressing through the story for the first time, for like new players, to help them out and make the bosses a little bit easier, because only using the free gear, it's quite difficult to actually progress through the story. So I'm actually glad that those issues are kind of addressed. It's not gonna entirely fix them, it's not gonna be like piece of cake, but at least giving them some help to get their first story clear done is really cool to see. What got me by surprise though is this next one, where all of the raids basically that have any agency right now, every level 95, as well as almost all the Astera raids, but the most recent one, but Aodan, did reserve a nerf to them. They called it the difficulty. Wait, no, the balance has been adjusted. We wouldn't know if that means buffed or nerfed, but I'm pretty sure it's the second one. They are just slightly more trying to prepare us for Season 4, I'm pretty sure. The next one, Marketplace. Most of those are just some few fixes. They added some more quality of life to it, making it easier to navigate through. Also adding, I think there was, yeah, another tab they added. And what's probably the most, the best change to me is this one right here. I'll show you on this one. What used to happen if you looked for ores is you had like 15 pages of different ores. But now we have categories for every single material where you see how many of them are listed and what the lowest price is. For ores, maybe it may not be the most significant difference, but you can see if I click on them, I only get keens. But let's, for example, for scrolls, it was like pain in the ass. If you typed in scrolls before the patch, you had like 100 different pages with all of these rank 8 scrolls that nobody fucking needs. But now, if you're new or if you just want to look for some, you can actually navigate rather through and check all of the rank 6 and 7 ones, because they're obviously very easy to identify with their different color scheme. So I really love these changes, like big thumbs up. We also got some UI improvements, just keeping it fresh, just updating it a bit. We have a mail update where you can't accidentally send stuff to a non account character, because it will show if the character you're sending to is on your account. So if you're trying to, I don't know, send some money to an alt, you don't accidentally do a typo and send it to somebody else. And just a bunch of different fixes and quality of life stuff, you know it. about other changes. Most of them are aimed at the spring update, making everything look like it's fucking spring. We also have some changes to redeemers, but most of them are actually for Bridget. Apparently, I was complaining about that in the last phase when she does her one-shot KO, where she teleports behind you and the camera fucking has a spasm and you wouldn't know where you run, and then you accidentally walk into her attack instead of dodging it, which is a pain in the ass. Apparently they tried kind of fixing it, but I did Bridget yesterday and it's the same fucking bullshit. Just don't make the camera move. It sucks. Sorry. Just stop. And probably the most significant Redeemer change is that after the ending cutscene started, you're no longer able to leave the battle. So for anybody who wants to spam multiple Redeemers or help some new players to clear them, you need to actually leave the party before the cutscene starts. We now have bragging rights about whenever you get a plus 15 item, there is gonna be a notification in the bottom right corner, just like if you were to get a set from the gacha, so gladly I already have everything on plus 15 or higher. And then we just have a bunch of fixes, quality of life stuff, and stuff you don't really need to read through. But fixing stuff is always cool. So I'm glad. Having such a long list as well kind of tells me they're actually working on stuff, which is cool. Anyways, now that we covered the patch notes, I will actually go through all of the different events and tell you what you need to be aware of, what you need to do, and give you just the TLDR for all of them. Let's talk about the gacha first. These are in no particular order, by the way. It's random that I cover the gacha first, I promise. We have the Lu set finally for males, so they will be happy. We have the Regina set returning, as well as the special Regina, and the wings, obviously. The Elven sets, which are pretty cool. We have Nature's Breeze and Hardline Steel officers. In my honest opinion, I think it's a decent gacha. We have like a good male set, which we usually never have. We actually have 2 good male sets. I like Regina. I would love to get one, but I'm not gonna open any, so sad. The Elven Ranger is cool. Nature Beat is cool. Like, none of these sets are hard garbage, and it's not like one of these pet gachas that are just scam. For a gacha, it's okay, yeah. Oh my god. Next event, or like first actual event, is the twice as nice prize wheel, and if you've played Windy for the last 2 months, you might be familiar with this UI right here. 2 months ago it used to be only AP, last month it used to be only fatigue potions. For some reason they thought, hey, let's just smack both of them into like one event. And this time around, for every spin you do get AP and fatigue potions, so cool. It's actually a pretty decent event, like, not gonna lie. Like, for new players, the AP is huge. For everybody that just wants to play the game, the fatigue potions are also very helpful. It's really cool. You get the tickets, by the way, by completing your daily missions. So definitely keep an eye on these. They are rather easy to do usually, and you should definitely do them. Getting 2 tickets per day, and the price wheel being pretty good as well. Definitely recommended. Also, to give you like another pro tip on how to approach it, if you don't need the stuff right away, you might want to keep a bunch of the tickets. Click the supercharge button, and what the supercharge button does is it alters your wheel. Because now you see you have a bunch of these C tier winnings or rewards. And whenever you click supercharge, it alters and makes it a bit better. It doesn't guarantee you like good stuff all the way, but it only consumes 1 ticket. And then you're able to use it for like 30 minutes. Or you can also keep checking. I mean, sometimes even the auto refresh is a decent wheel. On this one I wouldn't roll, like this one's trash, but try to use as many of them when the board is good and just don't YOLO them. Temporal mission box, this one is also super huge. Like, this one is probably the best one that's running. I don't know what others are come, but it's basically staying online for 30 minutes will give you one of these boxes. And you can get up to 5. It's a per account event, so you can't just cycle through your characters. But the reward list, signing tickets, kind of wasted. All of these, not really good. But then, talking about Paradise Orbs, Heavenly Lever, Godly Iron Clove, Godly Clove, you need for synthesizing, these are pretty cool. Stuff for elemental stones. And like the best thing is you can get VVIP 3 and 7 days. Doesn't seem like much, but if we do the maths again, the event is running for 4 weeks, which is 28 days, and you will get 5 of them per day. If my maths are not off, I think that is 140 boxes, which you could get VVIP from, and as a free-to-play player, VVIP is huge. Well, as anybody, VVIP is huge, especially for Season 4. If I can give you a recommendation right now, if you right now are able to choose between VIP and VVIP, if you have both on stash, definitely only use VIP. Keep your VVIP for Season 4. I will make a video on why sometime soon. But yeah, I love this event. If you are in-game, in the bottom left corner, top right corner is where the regular UI is. After this bar fills right here, you will instantly be mailed the box. So you don't even have to manually collect it. Just log in, stay AFK for 2.5 hours, and you will get a bunch of free stuff. The next one is the Strange News Travelers Lying Woodman thingy. It's probably like one of the weaker events. It's meant as a April Fool's joke event, where you first need to talk to the strange traveler in the inn. And then in any dungeon that is level 30 plus, you will encounter this lying wood mini boss. You will be able to tell because there's gonna be a boss HP bar up top. It's similar to the Halloween event if you played during that time, where you kill him, you go back to the strange traveler, and he gives you like a goodie, like a potion that gives you like some jank ass buff, and also a seal, which in return you're able to exchange for this nose piece right here. It's not a fashion item, it's armor piece, so you have to fuse it. You can get a title for the leaf flutes. Probably the title, like, for most people, but as I said, it's more so used or intended as a joke for the April Fool, so it exists. It also exists just like the next one, the Go 4th mission with Merc event. The TLDR is you will get the items you're required to gift to the mercenaries to increase your closeness, and you're also able to get 2 additional seals per day. The seals are obviously used to unlock the voice lines, and the gift, as I said, for the closeness. If you don't care about the closeness to your mercenaries, you don't care about the destiny, if you don't really care about the voice lines, or you already got all of the voice lines that you want, this event doesn't exist to you. Just pretend it's not there. Like, it really does help you if you either want to get the voice line or saving some money, because every one of these gifts is like some few thousand. It's okay for people that want to do it, but for most people it's gonna be useless. And then the Spring Celebration Hot Week event. Actually, week is very important because this time around it's not only on weekend days, which is kind of bothering me usually because I play on weekdays more, but we actually have a bunch of buffs. Additional departure, double EXP, double AP, and double expertise event during weekdays, and all of the above plus 1 core per boss on the weekend days. So very good event. For everybody that I told not to level their proficiency, now is the time to actually do it. If you're new, definitely try to get your proficiency to 100 during this event. I'd still not recommend you to go all the way unless you have the materials. You can certainly try to to level as far as possible, but you don't really need to go hard on leveling it, because it's time consuming, it's money consuming, and you could just ask somebody else to craft you your Astera stuff. I'm down to do it, by the way. I have both weaponsmithing, armor smithing. If you need either gold or yeah, if you need goldsmithing for your weapon, I'm pretty sure there's also people in our Discord that are glad to help you, so you don't need to waste the money yourself. But yeah, there's one thing left to cover. It's gonna be the hero pass, but I'm gonna have a separate video on this, so definitely keep an eye. The last thing I'm gonna do is, on the official Discord, we actually have this survey channel, and I'm gonna rate like all of these events right here real fast. The patch notes, obviously, I'm gonna give them a thumbs up just because they actually did patch notes. I'm a big fan. And everything inside of the patch notes was also positive, so way to go. The crystal right now is 40 to 80. Most people usually like just downloading gachas because they're not a fan. I'm actually gonna give it an upvote. I don't think Nexon will or should stop selling gachas. And I said it earlier, it's not a scam gacha. It's a decent. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. The hero pass I'm gonna talk about later on. The twice as nice is a big thumbs up. It's a pretty good event. So obvious. The temporal box also being AFK to get free stuff. Big thumbs up. The strange traveler, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. I'm not like too interested in those joke type of events where, hey look, you don't get anything. I'm sorry. As well as the go forth, I'm not like a fan. Sorry, I don't need them. Hot event is good though. Yeah. So that actually concludes today's video. I'm trying to. So yeah, that actually concludes our first patch update guide tutorial video. I'll try making these from now on, like every 4 weeks, where I go over everything that's new to keep you up to date, and also trying to tell you what you should be doing to get your rewards for the event. And definitely let me know if you like these videos, if you even want to see them, because if you don't, then I don't need to do the effort, right? I just want to thank you for all your constant support again, guys. I really do appreciate it. Stay healthy, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye, guys.